Hi everybody, it's Anne here. I'm just coming in today to just share a little bit of a technique that I've used when I've been struggling, feeling quite stressed or anxious. So a number of years ago, I had quite a serious anxiety breakdown, and as a result of that, it was like I was having quite serious panic attacks, and yeah, it was a combination of a lot of things. But I remember one of the things that helped me such a lot when I was in that place of feeling just continually in this sort of fear sort of zone, and this fearful state, was focusing on my breath and using like different techniques to try and help me sort of manage a panic attack. So I just wanted to pop in and talk a little bit more about meditation, really, because meditation is something that I focused on over the last sort of 2 or 3 years. And I would say it's the biggest thing that has helped me manage and cope with sort of anxiety, because I think when you've had sort of depression, anxiety and such like, I think that it's something that you um, sort of are quite prone to, even though you sort of come through it and you've come out at the other end and you're feeling a lot better. I still think that sometimes we need little help and strategies and little sort of things to help us sort of cope, really, because we live in this sort of real world of what is sadly fear, a constant sort of fear. And it's easy to get that kind of sense of feeling really stressed and just sort of losing the plot a bit, I suppose, or just getting to that point of overwhelm. And often if it's sort of combination with other things that's going on, if you're feeling particularly tired or you're hungry, or this sort of extra things, when we have like one thing after another, and our resilience can get low. So being able to practice meditation and breathing, particularly within the meditation, which I think is where most people start with meditation. And meditation doesn't have to mean that you've got to sit for hours and trying to not think of anything and just focus on music or whatever. Focusing on your breath for me is very, very simple, and it's an easy and quick way to kind of start to get practicing and seeing the benefits of meditation. So I wanted to just sort of like talk to you about, if you are particularly struggling with stress at this moment, or you're finding that you're getting overwhelmed very quickly and easily, actually focusing onto your breath, being able to kind of like shift this sense of like everything is going on in our head, and actually almost concentrate and sort of refocus your sort of self into a different part of your body, and almost like a physical part of our body, which of course our breath is. I mean, I think we all take our breath for granted. It's like one of those things that we don't even think about, because we just breathe, which is brilliant and amazing if you think about it. But it's about like redirecting, and it's such a good way of like taking you almost out of your head, really, and into your body, to sort of almost like create a break, create a kind of something that is going to shift, that is going to move you away from this overwhelm feeling that can kind of get worse and worse and worse and get into a spiral. So sort of a very simple technique initially is that when I first started, that I used, is to almost like feel the breath. So when you breathe in, feel the breath sort of almost coming into your nose and on your nostrils. And for me, that really helped, because it's like I wanted to get something that was tangible. So when you breathe in, actually sort of feel that breath coming in through your nostrils, and then pushing it out through your mouth. So you're sort of almost exaggerating it a bit, but it's a good way of like as I say, taking your brain, your mind away from all the stress and worry and anxiety and all this sort of spiral of worry that we can get into. And almost immediately, you will find that you can start to calm down. And a very sort of simple way is to just sort of breathe in for 4. So you go, and then breathe out for 4. And if you can just do that for a few times, it's amazing how that can really start to change what's going on inside your body, but also inside the brain. And you know, it starts giving the signals of calm, of calming down, because that's what the breath can do. So just that very, very simple technique of just sort of spending, and we can do that anywhere, and we can do that, you know, if we're in the middle at work or in office. We don't even have to close our eyes if we don't want to. But it's I certainly still use it a lot if I'm out or something, particularly, or somebody is sort of stressing me, and I'm just like thinking, okay, just, it's almost like a step back. It's a step back and take a breath. If you think of it like that, then that can be really useful. What I've also done is I've created a meditation. So I do create meditations that that I find really helpful for me, and I give them to my clients, which they, again, you know, find that they're useful. And for me, I love a guided meditation. So something that I can concentrate on, so that I'm not just, you know, trying to just listen to music. I like words. I like, you know, visual things. And this one is called About Getting Out of Your Head and Into Your Heart. And this is a real, and it's not very long, but again, it's another way of like calming yourself down and getting yourself out of this sort of a bit of a sort of whirlwind, overwhelmed, crazy sort of headspace, into listening to our heart. And, you know, into our intuition, listening to our intuition, rather than sometimes all the different voices that we get, you know, sort of at us in our own heads, our inner critics, or other people's views and opinions. And actually, if you listen to this meditation, it will very quickly bring you back into your center, into yourself, and into listening to your heart. And that is where our intuition is. That's where I believe it's all connected to our soul, to, you know, to whatever we believe in. And it's a great way of helping you, you know, sort of start to tune in to that if you find that hard. Because again, you know, we live in such a busy, crazy, overstimulated world. And we lose track of the fact that actually we are our own, you know, our own sort of guide. We are our own coach, you know, ability. We're somebody, we can help ourselves. And you know, no one else is going to do it for us necessarily. We can ask for help, we can get guidance, we can get tips and ideas, but ultimately, you know, it's down to us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post that meditation in the group, and I'd love to know what you think of it. If you just download it and try it for yourselves, and if you've got any kind of tips or techniques or ideas for when you're feeling particularly stressed, you know, what can you do? What are your sort of tricks or ideas that help you? Then that would be really helpful as well, if you want to pop those in the group, so that then, you know, other people can share your kind of ideas and inspiration. And to me, that's, you know, that's what this is about. It's about us all kind of like sharing some of the ideas and tips and things that have worked for us. So that's me for today. Thank you, Rachel and Sarah. I have seen you there. Sorry, I didn't mean to ignore you. But when I'm on the live, I've got to try and focus on what I'm saying. Otherwise, if I start saying hello to everybody, I get distracted. So I hope you didn't think I was being rude. So anyway, I shall speak to you again soon. Take care. Bye.